Workers can be exposed to a variety of environmental hazards while working on the Illinois Tollway system. These could include poisonous or dangerous plants, animals or insects, physical environmental conditions which could cause injury, dangerous or extreme weather conditions, or contaminated or hazardous materials. If safe practices are not used, these hazards could affect you or could be brought home and expose your family members as well. Protect yourself and your family by knowing what health hazards may be present at your job site and take appropriate actions to control exposure. As a general practice, you must wear personal protective equipment appropriate for the task that you're performing. For any work task, you should use standard safety equipment which will help protect you against many of the potential hazards that you may be exposed.
In this section, we will be going over plant safety. We will discuss general safety tips and 5 categories of plants to watch for. These include poisonous plants, skin irritant plants, photodermatitis plants, stinging plants, and prickly plants. General safety tips include avoiding touching plants. If you may have touched a poisonous plant, wash your hands before eating or drinking or touching your face. Be mindful of poisonous plants. The sap and oils can cause a rash. Sap and oils can be transmitted by clothing or shoes and should be washed separately from other clothing to avoid spreading. Poisonous plant species include poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. Touching these plants releases sap and oils that will cause skin rashes and blisters. Skin irritant plants cause skin irritations in some people. Species that cause irritation include spurges. Photodermatitis plants contain a sap that is activated by sunlight. When sap on the skin is exposed to sunlight, blisters and rashes will form within a few hours. This is followed by dark streaky hyperpigmentation, which can last for several months. Species included in this category are giant hogweed, cow parsnip, wild parsnip, and poison hemlock. Stinging plants have nettles that cause itching and welting for a short amount of time. Stinging nettle is one species included in this category. Prickly plants have thorns and prickles that could cause infection. Species included are thistles, roses, blackberry, raspberry, and gooseberry shrubs, and black locust and honey locust trees. The next topic we will cover is potential landscape dangers. Always be aware of your environment and use caution. There are many potential landscape dangers, some of which are hidden. Dangers can include sinkholes, holes hidden in vegetation, tripping hazards, steep slopes, ponds or creeks and rivers or culverts can have deep water that could pose a drowning risk, and unstable creek banks that could collapse. Next, we will go over animal and insect safety. To protect yourself from insects, wear insect repellent. Also wear any additional PPE if you have known allergies to stings or bites. Insects to protect yourself against include mosquitoes, ticks, spiders such as the black widow and brown recluse, bees, wasps, yellow jackets, and hornets. Most wild animals in Illinois should not pose much danger. However, always leave wild animals alone and do not approach them. An animal that feels threatened might attack. They can carry diseases that could be transferred in bite or scratch wounds. A poisonous snake that can be found in Illinois is the Mississauga rattlesnake. It is uncommon but can be found in wet prairies, marshes, and lowland areas. Geese can be aggressive during nesting season, so do not approach them. Rabid animals can also be aggressive. Also watch out for bird excrement. If it is dry, the powder can be accidentally inhaled and could cause respiratory infection.
While preparing for your fieldwork, plan ahead and understand the anticipated weather conditions. In the event of forecasted severe weather, consider postponing your inspection for another day or time. When working in high or low temperatures, remember to bring plenty of fluids and clothing to protect your skin from exposures to prevent frostbite or heat stress. Frequent rest periods to cool down or warm up may be required. Throughout your workday, pay attention to potential developing severe weather conditions and plan accordingly. Do not continue working in deteriorating weather conditions. Exposure to hazardous and contaminated materials may put workers at risk of developing health problems such as heart ailments, central nervous system damage, lung damage, sterility, cancer, burns, or rashes. Exposure to contaminants can be found in many forms while working on or near highways. To prevent exposure, avoid and minimize contact with unknown containerized or spilled liquids, water which is discolored or has a sheen, and discarded needles or other similar biohazards. Look ahead as you walk to avoid tripping, which could cause accidental contact. Wearing appropriate PPE will also help protect you. In summary, there are some key items to keep you safe from environmental hazards while working on the Illinois Tollway. Take the time to recognize your environment and plan your work. You should review and understand all the elements of your safety plan and discuss any questions or concerns you may have with your supervisor and field team members. During your work, practice proper personal hygiene and take care of minor cuts or abrasions to prevent them from becoming worse. As an additional precaution, ensure that you are up to date with your vaccinations to support a healthy immune system. Lastly, avoid any unnecessary contact with your environment and wear proper PPE. This concludes this presentation.